you know you're serving an awful big God?
Amen.
Did you know that today even the waters, they roar and they're troubling? It's talking about what we go through. All kinds of problems we go through, church, and all kinds of fear that we face, and all kinds of situations that we face. And the Bible says, and know this also, that in the last days the perilous times would come, and all these things that happen. But I believe the outcome is the same thing, church. Just be still, just stand your place, and just know that God is God. He said, I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. Church, it doesn't matter what you face. It doesn't even matter what we go through. There's one thing that matters above everything, and that's that we don't forget that He is God, and that He is able to do all things, and that He is in charge of all things. We're not even going to stumble and fall at any day to where God doesn't know about it.
Amen.
We're not going to be troubled at any time to where God doesn't know about it.
Right.
Amen. I've got a few places to read tonight. You don't have to follow me, but in Philippians chapter 2, chapter 1, verse 27, Apostle Paul said this. He said, only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Christ, that whether I come unto you and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs. And this is what he wanted to hear. And remember tonight, I'm talking about just being still and know that He is God. Amen. He said, I want to hear this about you. That you give up and quit and shut the door. No, I misread that. He said, oh, here it is. That you stand fast or firmly in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel.
Yes.
And verse 28, look at this. And in nothing terrified by your adversaries. Church, the devil will paint a big picture and try to scare you to death. And he's got people today walking up and down the streets, in and out of hospitals, in and out of rehabilitation centers, in and out of homes. He's got people everywhere troubled and worried. And what am I going to do? And how am I going to make it? And how am I going to get my family saved? And how am I going to be healed? Let me read a little bit more here. And in nothing terrified by your adversaries, which is to them an evident token of perdition, but to you of salvation and that of God. What are you trying to say, preacher? When the enemy sees you terrified, this is what he'll say, Brother Turner. I thought I had him right where I wanted to be. See, no matter what kind of wars through just in time past, when an enemy's fighting another enemy, and one sees the other side kind of terrified and worried and troubled and all broken and bothered in the spirit, you know what he'll do? He'll say, boy, we got them right where we wanted to be. And let me tell you what the devil thinks about God's people. He'll terrify, and he'll worry, and he'll trouble, and he'll afflict, and he'll persecute. And if we get a little bit worried, Sister Spurlock, if we show a little bit of sweat or a little bit of tears, this is what he'll say. I've got them right where I want them to be. But I'll tell you something. Just because we get in trouble sometimes doesn't change God's position. Because He's still strong in power, and He still knows what He's doing. So what does it mean when I'm standing sometimes and I don't feel like shouting? What does it mean sometimes when I seem like I'm being oppressed? I'll tell you what it means, devil. It means I'm standing in the strength of God, and I'm just standing still because I know that He is God, and I know that He will be exalted among the earth. I know that He'll be exalted in the church. I know that He'll be exalted among the heathen. I tell you, sometimes we just need to throw our hands up and stand our ground and just proclaim, He is God. He is God. I'm not worried about nothing because He is God. Hallelujah. Woo! Peter said the Lord. Woo! Peter said the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation. 2 Peter 2 and 9, if you want to know where that's at. God knows His people. Oh, I'll tell you something. something. There's an old, remember that old commercial? Deodorant commercial, I think. Never let us see you sweat. Well, look at that spiritually. When the enemy sees you sweat, and he sees you terrified. I'm not talking about sweating, getting under the anointing. Because the Lord will work me over sometimes. He'll have me jumping and hollering. But if the enemy sees anybody terrified and troubled in spirit, he will automatically take it as a token, a sign. Yes.